Witty Banter.
Witty Banter podcast, episode 7. Eric Rauschenbach.
Greetings, everybody.
Do a little dance?
Yeah, I do a little dance. Tristan, I'll be fair with you.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to podcasts.
Or always?
Always, but I want to be direct.
I appreciate that.
I want to be clear. I'm a little nervous. I want to be Barack Obama. I've never been on camera, really, and I've never been on a podcast, so...
Well, you look pretty good.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're doing well.
Glad to hear it.
I'm sweating much more than you are currently.
Yeah, it's early. It's early in the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so let's start this podcast episode out the same way we've so far started out every podcast episode. And why don't you tell the people at home a little bit about who you are and what you do for a living?
Do I go Goonies style? Do I start at the very beginning and spill my beans?
I don't think there'd be a single person in the world upset if you did.
It's not that interesting. I am from northeastern Ohio, Youngstown area. Like many others, I came to Columbus for undergrad. Stuck around, and I'm still here. So, yeah. So I have a woodworking shop out on the east side. Self-employed. Hang out and make stuff out of wood.
Where did you go to undergrad?
Ohio Dominican. Not so well known, but great little place. East side. On Sunbury Road. The closest landmark, of course, would be like Easton. It's about 5 miles south of Easton. So, yeah, did my bachelor's degree there. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. What was the bachelor's degree in?
Political science.
Poli-sci.
Yeah. Don't be fooled. It wasn't applied politics. Mm-hmm. We're talking about a little Catholic liberal arts school. So really? It was more, so it was really political thought.
Dominus
Veritas. Yeah, truth. Yeah. I joked it was like it was a 4-year degree in studying the common good. You know how not to be a jackass.
I learned the opposite in college.
Yeah, did you? Good.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you got that side. That's a good side.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it stuck with me. It was great, interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
Really struggled through it, but yeah. So poli-sci, and then I minored in art, fine art.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Minor in fine art, huh? What kind of fine art? Just all around?
So of course, it was mostly foundation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of drawing, and I kind of tailored it to my liking, so I did more ceramics. Not the creative kind of cool ceramics. It's kind of misleading. Pottery. Threw a lot of pottery.
Mm-hmm.
Very functional, kind of a boring guy, so I don't get too sculptural with it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's all right. Boring pots are still great vessels.
Well,
Sometimes it's more about what's in the pot than how you smoke it, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. No, so nothing to speak of. I was actually home this last weekend for Easter, and I was shocked to see one on the bathroom vanity. My mother keeps Q-tips in it. That's what I've made it to.
Let me tell you, dude, the Q-tip holder is clutch.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many little containers and things we buy for certain objects, but yeah, the mom with the keeping the art stuff, I can relate to that.
Oh yeah.
My ceramic work is all in my mom's house as well. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 even in my dad's place, but
so what did you do? Pottery or more sculptural stuff?
Sculpture.
Did you do a lot of hand built?
Well, so in high school, which is when I did most of my ceramic work, I was a very lazy, maybe not even lazy, but I was pessimistic and negative. And I still maintain a little bit of that negative enthusiasm.
Sure.
The pessimism, I didn't really like doing, I didn't like school. I didn't want to be there, try to get out as much as possible. And I'd always go into my friends' art classes and hang out, just not do shit.
Yeah.
But I was a lot better at art than most of the people in the art classes. because that was my skill, my talent, but I took it for granted and I was like, just fuck everyone, this is bullshit. I don't need to be here. It's wasting my time. Life. I do the projects last minute and they're better than everybody's. Fuck this shit. It's stupid. And all the teachers really cared and tried to do a good job of wrangling me. Mm-hmm. They didn't succeed. But I did, I think my junior year, take like a studio class, like advanced studio.
Yeah.
And I was trying to work on this 7 Deadly Sins ceramics project.
Mm-hmm.
I was really going to town with the slab roller. Loved it.
Ooh, yeah.
And if you don't know out there, the slab roller is just like a huge rolling pin on a conveyor kind of deal. And you just roll out slabs of clay. It's gorgeous.
It's a little beyond what I did. I did a lot of hand-built stuff, but never got to like use a big slab roller. And the department I went through was very small, very minimal.
Gotta roll slab, man.
You never gave up the dream though. So I mean, in high school, you recognized that you liked art and did well at it, and then you studied it.
The dream is dead.
The dream is dead.
It's dead.
Well, you studied art in undergrad, right?
Who can remember back that long ago? So much has happened. Yes, no, I did.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a Bachelor of Fine Arts from Ohio State, and dream is very much alive. Although I still don't really know what the dream is.
Sure,
it's just a hazy ghost in the distance. I'm just reaching for it.
It's out there. It's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed political science.
Mm-hmm.
But I think part of the reason I have a degree in political science is because I wasn't, I don't know. Everyone wants to make their parents happy, you know? And so I started in business, and I just wanted to do art or like environmental studies and hang out in the creek all day. But I landed in political science, but I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, if I were to do it
It's
again,
good you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I don't know.
But what do you do now? I mean, you said you have a shop, right?
Well, yeah.
East
So
side?
So after undergrad, I took a victory lap. So I did undergrad, finished in 4 years. Wasn't sure what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a school in southeastern Ohio called Rio Grande, pronounced Rio Grande.
It sounds hot.
Oh yeah. That's the way the Welsh pronounce
I
it.
mean, like weather hot.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah. Not that hot. The only thing that's hot down there is a meth lab, I think. But
Not
no.
I'm kidding. It's
No.
hopping.
I love that
meth
part of
lab.
the state. I mean, no offense to southeastern Ohio
Mm-hmm.
or that little sliver of
Good
Appalachia
camping.
there.
Good camping down there.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, they have a fine woodworking program, 2-year
Okay.
program. So I did that after undergrad. Studied furniture making.
Mm-hmm. So would you say this is the dream for you? That you're chasing the woodworking, the furniture?
I think so, but I often lose sight of that. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
never happy. I'm like, oh, I need to figure out what I'm doing in life, and it's very.
That's a struggle, right?
Yeah, I know. But I try to remind myself, like, oh, what would like 5-year-old Eric be doing? You know?
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, oh my gosh, you have a shop with tons of cool tools, and you get to build stuff all day.
And if I may say, you're rather sick at it.
Thank you. Yeah, I often lose sight of that as well. Yeah, I tend to
Don't
get
lose
down on
sight
myself.
of. Never lose sight of
I
that,
know.
golden boy.
I know.
Never do it.
That's awesome.
By the way, this episode is brought to you by Miller Lite and Rauschenbach stools.
Hey!
All right.
Check these out.
2 classy lassies right here.
That's right,
We'll be
that's
sitting
right.
on all night.
That's right. These stools actually, these were the product of a shop night, hanging out at the CNC.
Hot shop night.
Hot shop night. Zipping them out. I can't take credit for the design. I was actually going to ask you at the beginning as well if we were allowed to sport the Miller.
I don't think that they'll get mad at us unless other people get mad at us.
No.
You know, or they'll just be like, "No, we didn't sponsor them."
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In past podcasts, I've said sponsored, never sponsored by Miller Lite.
Miller Lite, hey.
Kind of like doing that, but yeah.
I haven't paid attention.
Mix and match.
What have the beers of the previous podcast been?
Oh, we've had all kinds of stuff. We drank Heavy Seas on the 1-2 before this. Let's see. On episode 6, we drank wine,
Okay.
red wine, which, as you said, makes you loosey-goosey, wild, and violent.
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of makes me nervous. I start to get like really kind of
Anxiety?
Yeah, a little anxious. I have no idea why. I become kind of closed off, and I kind of sit there and get a little antsy.
We don't want
no
that.
idea why. Yeah.
But let's see, what else have we had here? We had a couple Heavy Seas on episode 5.
Okay.
The one with Kulon, we drank Terrible Sodas from Tensuke Market, which is like a little Asian market. Have you ever been there?
No, where's that at?
It's let's see, it's off Kenny Road, kind of near Old Henderson.
All right.
If you're familiar with Ohio at all.
If you're a Columbusite?
Columbite?
A Columbite? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Columbite?
Colombian.
Yeah, Colombian, if you're a Colombian.
But yeah, no, we've had all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah.
We actually, I don't know if we've had Miller Lite before. We drank Modelo.
Oh.
We had 40s of Miller High Life. And a little bit of scotch. Yeah.
Good. Well,
Ran around.
Well, I think Miller's a great way to spend an evening. You know.
Oh, dude, I'm into it. It's probably my favorite light beer.
Yeah. I would say for me. Well, I'll tell you what. I really love Rolling Rock. I take a lot of flack for that.
I just like the green cans every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't know. I've only been drinking Rolling Rock for a few years now, but I remember the good old days of the painted bottles. Mm-hmm. I don't know that the beer's changed at all. Same beer,
well,
different
was that
bottle.
before they changed where they make the beer? Like they sold the company.
So it was in Latrobe. I can't. I should know this. I don't even know who owns it now. I want to say Big Macro.
Because I think it was better before.
Yeah.
And I do distinctly remember in my head a flavor change, but I want to say that probably is just like me being a douchebag and being like, oh, they changed companies, it's not as good as it used to be, Things are either way better now than what they actually used to be, or they're way worse. There's like no gray area. You're like, oh, God, whatever it was before, it's either awesome or it sucks. God, it sucks.
And I know because I'm a I don't know.
I'm a hipster.
I'm not a beer aficionado.
Whatever you really think, it's the opposite. I'm a hipster, and everything I like is the best, and you don't understand it. Yeah. But no, hipsters are great. Everyone likes them.
I don't drink I don't drink macro brews. I only support local.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's my thing there. I think the craft beers give me terrible hangovers.
Yeah.
And the light beer just doesn't do it. The Pilsners, no. There's a lot of water in these.
I have something to do tomorrow.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So Miller Lite's going to be just fine.
And like the 6% and up beers, I love them. They're delicious, but you just start drinking those, and I don't even know what they're putting in there. Like some of them, I'll probably hit one that's like that magic one that's like, guess what? You can only drink half of this. You're going to be hungover as hell the next day. Yeah.
The best is when you sit down, eat dinner or whatever. I don't know. You have a couple craft beers with dinner, right? And then you stand up. You just wonder. I'm a lightweight, so I just wonder, like, what happened to me?
Well, that's like craft beers all have the super fancy names because they're named after like the hangover you're gonna have. Or,
my gosh!
It's like, oh, of course you had a hangover. Did you drink Evil Tree's Long Road to Hell with the Devil last night?
yeah.
Oh, I feel like I did. I definitely had cheated on your girlfriend and got caught twice. Yeah. That's a double IPA.
Oh, that's a double. That one's a double there. Ooh,
yeah,
that is bitter.
Yeah. Flat tire and 3 spare ribs. Yep, that was one of those from the Salted Pork Brewery down in Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Yeah, that was one arrogant bastard. Oof.
That's a real beer right there.
Yeah. All day IPA, more like all day hangover.
Oh, we drank a lot of Stone on this podcast too, I think.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Might have.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You tell us. At @Witty Banter on Twitter.
You can refer to the previous podcast.
Mm-hmm. Actually, do you listen to any podcasts?
I do. I actually, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I will tell you when it all started, I guess. When I was going to Rio Grande, it was a 100-mile drive.
Yeah.
And it was all like 60 miles an hour. They're really slow areas. It would take sometimes 2 hours, so I really started listening to podcasts then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very one-dimensional, not very interesting, so I listen to mostly woodworking podcasts.
No poli-sci?
No. No poli-sci. Nothing really to...
I think it's kind of a rule you gotta open.
I didn't realize that. I missed
Sorry,
that.
I should have brought it up. I mean, it's a rule I just decided on, so... That's good.
No, This American Life, I mean, I find everything that NPR does is usually pretty well written. I like a lot of like the investigative stuff they do, like Serial. They just did S-Town. Kind of like keeps you on edge. You're like, oh my gosh. The only problem I find with anything from what's Chicago, Ira Glass, Stay With Us, W.
Yes, Shittown, Chi-Town.
No. Yeah, but what's the call for NPR out of Chicago?
Oh shit, I don't even know, man.
I know this. It's gonna drive me. In any case,
WTTE.
No. W.
That's Columbus.
Yeah. In any case, sitting there driving, listening to podcasts, and then all of a sudden you're crying. There's tears coming down your face. I don't know if you experienced it. Yeah, do you ever experience this or no?
No.
Oh,
I don't listen to serious enough podcasts.
Drive by yourself out in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to some, This American Life will usually do it for me. Usually anything really from, not anything from NPR, but yeah, just give something like, why am I crying?
No, I'll tell you what.
That's
I'll
fine.
tell you what, though. I'll try that. I will.
Yeah.
And but what I want you to try in return is after like a long day, hard day, maybe just working, maybe nothing like serious, emotional, but just like hard day at work.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving home. It's got to be dark. I'd say put on Julie London's "Cry Me a River."
Oh.
It's a song.
Oh.
It's a song. Just a song.
Yeah.
That one will. You'll be thinking. You won't. I don't know if you'll cry. I don't know. I mean, I don't cry for it necessarily, but I will stare off into the distance and just have a good think.
I'm going to write that down now because
Yeah.
my memory's garbage, and
it.
there's not a shot. I will remember that.
But
Let
actually,
me get
on
on
the
there.
top, it was Julie London's "Cry Me a River."
Jolie London, Cry Me a River.
Uh-huh.
Wait, is that just Cry Me a River?
Yeah, "Cry Me a River."
Oh, okay.
Julie London singing it.
Okay,
You gotta
Jolie
make
London.
sure you get. There's a lot of versions of that song.
Okay.
Hers is by far the best,
All right.
in my opinion. And if you don't think that's true, then at Witty Banter on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Twitter game is strong. You know what else is strong?
I was just going to say, I picked up my phone here to take this note, and I have lots of notifications.
Oh God!
Tristan,
Tell me about your Instagram game, friend.
I have social media anxiety, texting anxiety. I just don't partake in any of that. So I so very rarely post anything. Posted to Instagram this evening, goofy post, and sure enough, it's blown up.
Dude.
Yeah, Cry Me a River. I'm still
You
working
break
on
the
it.
internet?
Too. Not yet, but I plan to.
How many tasty followers do you have on Instagram?
At Eric Rauschenbach. Well, let's find out, Tristan.
Yeah, and sorry, you know what? I've been doing a terrible job of that in this podcast thus far, though it is new, and I'm doing the best I can. I have not been saying like, what's your tags?
Yeah.
Like, blow yourself up.
I can't see anything. How's this work here? So is this like at? Well, I guess it's probably backwards, so right to left. At Eric Rauschenbach. At
Oh, you want me to
Eric
like put it on
underscore-
screen?
I don't know how this
Oh,
whole
I
computer
could do
box
that.
machine
I
works.
could mask it. Yeah, dude. Maybe we'll throw some special effects in. I do put text overlays. I don't know if you've seen any of the episodes.
I have. Yeah, I've seen some of
Okay.
that. Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Mhm.
Good. I have 386 followers.
No kidding.
Well, I'm from a small town, so
what? That's
yeah.
way more than me. You're impressing me right now.
I'm from a small town, so everybody and their brother, I was like, oh, I know them. So it's kind of like a kind gesture, even if you don't care about what they're posting. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it's fun. It's fun to see what other people are posting. So let me note, though I do have 386 followers, I follow 592 people. That ratio is way off. Lots of
Oh,
woodworkers,
dude, you should
artists.
see my ratio.
I'm gonna
harsh ratio.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Are you gonna announce it for me?
Well,
Tell me how many hits I'm getting close to.
do you want to look at it or do you want me to?
No, I already know what it is.
Wowzers! The ratio is much different than mine.
Woo! I'm a
at,
lover.
At
I'm a
Half
lover.
Witty Banter on Instagram.
Ooh.
216 posts.
Mmm.
278 followers.
We're getting real up there. We're about to hit 300.
Yeah, you're pretty close. By the end of the evening, this is blown up. I bet you'll be at 300. And Tristan follows 1,285 lovely posters.
Love
People
you all.
that post.
Love you all. Give me some of that love back.
I'm looking through some of these people.
That's not why I added them though. So that's the thing. That's
Joe
the key
Rogan.
there. That's the key there.
Yeah.
That is not the reason I added them. It's not to get a follower back.
Right.
And I don't do that either. I have to really want to follow you to follow you. You know, sometimes I'll see it'll be like, this person followed you, and it's like somebody I know, but I'm like, but you don't really post interesting things, so I'm not gonna follow you
Yeah.
because why?
I do this thing where I follow a lot of woodworkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might flip through and it's like, oh man, they post, oh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You follow, and then the next day you see that they almost like cut their finger off or something, and they sort of post a lot of like goofy stuff that nobody really cares about. And
Do you follow any wood
I
twerkers?
so I unfollow those people, which I don't mean to be shitty about. But what's that now?
I said, do you follow any wood twerkers?
I don't. Is this some kind of crazy
it's
thing
just-
that I'm not familiar with?
I'm sure that every episode of this podcast I'll say at least one cheesy, terrible joke, and that was this one's so far.
Check. Got that one out of the
Nailed
way.
it.
Nailed it.
Wood twerkers.
Wood twerkers. I can't
Actually,
do it.
That sounds like a great new Hooters.
Oh.
But it's pancakes.
Okay.
So like these chicks wearing like lumberjack tops that are tied over in that knot. You know that sexy knot they always do, but you never see in real life anymore.
Yeah.
Where it's like the weird.
I would do it for you people, but
lumberjack
nobody wants to see that.
Tops. Maybe like the specials are written on the axe they carry around, like the little fake plastic axe, and specials of the day. And then so these chicks, of course, they have to be busty. Now, no offense, ladies. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. I'm 100% wrong. They have to have fabulous asses. Wood twerkers. Wood
twerkers.
I ruined that.
Absolutely.
But no, we're back to it.
If we're gonna objectify women, let's do it right. You know.
Right. And they'd be like the little short jeans with like, so they'd have like hiking boots on, but like pulled up wool socks, like all the way. It's like a woodworker. Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, kind of. That's what woodworkers look like.
Oh, that's great. Some Merrill boots and maybe some smart wool socks or something.
You know, like whole grain pancakes with locally sourced maple syrup, of course, and farm fresh, you know, cage-free eggs.
Yeah. Those bright orange yolks from those farm fresh eggs.
And we're not going to go crazy with the pancakes either. We're not going to make any of those special, like, Disney character pancakes or Eiffel Towers or any of that. It's just straight up circles, slightly, I don't know what you would call them, eggs over easy like circles of pancakes.
Yeah. The point in that is that's a breakfast that says, you know what, I need to get to work because I do stuff. I don't know, but yeah. Maybe I go outside and hike.
And every time somebody orders the what's like a huge tree called, or like, is there something where like a lumberjack falls a huge tree? What do they say? Do they say something?
Oh, when they fell a tree? Timber, yeah.
Oh shit, the timber special.
The
timber special. All the girls have to start just twerking to a song.
Oh man.
Whistle while they twerk.
Oh my
gosh. That's a rap song, right? Oh Jesus, we're putting this all together.
I have no idea about rap songs or any pop culture.
If you order the timber,
I'm really out of the loop.
If you order the timber, the waitress has to go up to the counter where they place the orders, slap the timber button, and you hear Paul Bunyan go, "Timber!
Timber!"
And then whistle while you twerk plays, and they all start shaking their asses.
They start shaking, yeah.
This is the best idea we've had this far.
The picture is really coming together. If you don't mind, I'm going to add to it a little bit. Tristan had mentioned personal hygiene. So these girls are going to be in boots and wool socks. I would like to see, a shower every few days. Disheveled hair.
Maybe patchoulied up.
Absolutely, yes. The aroma of patchouli is in the air.
Bacon grease.
Woo!
Up front.
Man, I'll tell you what. Tie-dye headband, maybe.
Only way to get into the restaurant, log ride in, log ride out to the parking lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a log ride taxi.
Yeah.
This is a good idea. Timbertown.
I will say this. I have a lovely girlfriend who in her own right is a hippie of the free world. I don't know. I don't know if I'd call her a hippie. She's sweet.
Is it hippie of the free world?
I don't even know what that means. I just said it because I thought it sounded cool.
It does sound good.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend too. I have to say that right now just so I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, now that we've finished objectifying women, I guess we should say that we have girlfriends that we care about.
I still want to open. I just as badly want to open that restaurant. Not because I want to enjoy the ladies for me. I want the ladies to enjoy themselves for them.
It's not something that I even agree with, but we both know that there are sick men in this world that would go patron of establishments such as that.
I just feel like people underestimate how good a lady can feel when she twerks really well and bring somebody a good balanced breakfast.
Yeah. I love it. Man, the intellectual breadth of this podcast compared to some of the others, I'm sure viewers will just be astounded by.
But half of the witty is at least.
Hey, that was good.
I've been trying to keep them off mic. Let me tell you what, as red wine makes you anxious, beer makes me burp.
Ooh, that's weak.
So there it is.
Ooh. Those are weak ones.
But anyways, back to the podcast.
Yeah.
It's the podcast that you listen to and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Have you found that it is hard to share podcasts with other people? Like, if you are trying to recommend a podcast to them? Because in my experience, anytime I try to recommend a podcast, I'm getting like a lot of people just not liking it, and they'll write it off immediately.
What are you listening to?
Well, I have a wide variety.
I know you're a pretty obscure kind of guy.
Well, so there's a lot of different ones I listen to, and that might be the problem. So when I do share these, and that was my follow-up question would be that, do you think that, A, it's because podcasts are hard to share with with different people because maybe they're hitting on like one or two things that you like that not everyone does? Or, in fact, do you think that maybe I am just not considering who the person is I'm sharing the podcast with?
I would probably say the latter. If you're...
I think that...
He's going through... Okay, so I'll go through my library of podcast here. And actually, the two on the top are recent suggestions from Tristan. Stuff You Should Know and the Joe Rogan Experience. I haven't listened to those yet just because there's so much...
Did Ryan talk to you about the Joe Rogan Experience at all?
Yeah, he seems to be a pretty big fan of that.
Yeah. You and I are right on board with that.
Yeah. I haven't delved into it yet.
I like Rogan because he seems to have a variety of guests on. I mean, granted, they all are in his line of interest. So, but he has a very kind of line of interest as well, and he listens to his followers and stuff.
Yeah.
So, a lot of them will be hunters, UFC fighters, or people about psychedelic drugs or dieting or stuff like that. But I mean, right there's a good, healthy variety, and since he's famous, he gets good people on it.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, there's some repeat offenders, and some of that gets.
So he is. I mean, he appeals to a broad audience, and even if it's not a topic that you're crazy about, I'm sure you might find one where you're like, well, I guess I never really thought about that.
And Rogan said something really smart, which I think applies to his podcast, and I also think. Well, I guess I shouldn't say one thing really smart because I guess he's probably said a few things in his time.
Yeah.
But one thing that really latched on, and I may have mentioned this in another podcast, and if I have, at Half Witty Banter, throw your hate, folks.
Let them know.
Throw me some shade. That's what they're saying now. But he said that he was. I forget what it was that brought it about, but he was talking about something he saw and he really didn't like it. I think maybe it was a movie. He was like, man, I couldn't see any value in this movie, and then I realized that's not for me, That movie was not made for me. You know who it was made for? It was made for these people. Yeah. It might have been his daughter or something. It's made for however many year old girls.
Yeah.
It's and I knew that was made for them, and they loved it. They ate it up. They had a great time. So maybe it was a great thing, but for them and for me, it wasn't.
See, and that's good that you recognize that because I think I recognize that, but I don't listen to myself, right? So if I start a podcast and I don't like it. Oftentimes, I sit there, I force myself through it, and I have a buddy who's like, "No, why would I finish this? I don't care to hear. I don't need to know what little Sally says about whatever because I don't give a shit." So,
well, I think a healthy dose of that is good.
Yeah.
Too, because you may get into something that you thought you'd like, or maybe you don't like now. Maybe you're not ready for it. But then if you do check it out now, then down the road that will help you. Just like the food thing, you'll appreciate tastes, you'll acquire tastes, or when you're first drinking wine or something like that, you don't like it, but then down the road you learn to love it, and then you're like, wow, this is a really good thing. I'm glad I put the time in. Some of that I think is lost these days.
Right, it absolutely is, and to kind of build upon that, so I'm sure you've probably had albums that you listen to once and you're like, no, and then you listen to it again, and you're like, maybe, and by the time you listen to it a few more times, you're like, wow, I get this. And I don't know if it's the same with podcast or host. I know sometimes if I listen to a podcast and I don't connect with maybe the host, and I have a hard time getting past that. I know we're in Columbus. I don't want to catch flack for this, but Ann Fisher. I have a really hard time, And I work in a shop all day, so I have the luxury of just leaving the radio on, and I can listen to NPR all day if I want. And oftentimes I just cannot. I'm like, oh, please stop. But I leave it on anyways, and I suffer through it. I don't know why. Yeah. Podcast. Sorry. So let's go. So what are you listening to?
My problem with NPR is that sometimes it's really interesting stuff, and sometimes they're like, Julie is a potter from northern Idaho, and you're just what the fuck? Okay, great, but you're you are good at monotonously telling me about news events, and that fits perfectly, but telling me in a boring way about something that's boring?
I wish I could get that toned down.
Good. I like it.
Give me a topic. What can we talk about? Something really,
Something really what?
I got one.
Okay, great. I'm glad that worked out.
I have no idea.
I was like, what is the thing that we talk about?
Jenna in Missouri uses handcrafted nail clippers to trim dogs' nails or something. I lost it. That was almost too. That wasn't monotone enough. That wasn't monotone enough.
Yeah, you need to be.
How do they do?
You gotta drop the tone out.
Yeah, just hello. I'm miserable.
We're here today with 2 napkins and a fork, and when you're here and you have the plate and you set the utensils down next to the plate, what happens is there's a soft, quiet tapping noise, and you wait for the food to come out, and then slowly you drift off into the distance. You keep going further, and you hope that the food gets there by the time you can still reach it. And something like that, maybe.
Oh man! Wow! Woo! Yeah, no, that nailed it. That nailed it. Yeah.
But no, so with the Joe Rogan though.
Sure.
The reason I brought that up is because I think that since he comes at things with that attitude of like, this wasn't for me, like he's able to like put it on that shelf and be like, this thing wasn't for me. It's not bad. It might be good. A lot of people like it. It's just not for me. He does a good job playing devil's advocate in certain situations. And there are some podcasts with him, like with anyone, I'm sure, where he expresses his opinions a little bit too much, maybe, like, or his side of something, and you're like, oh, but the only reason that I realize that it's coming out then is because he does such a good job a lot of times of like just stepping aside and like listening. And I think that's what makes his podcast good, is that he's able to, hear what people say and not come at them negatively.
Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes it's mostly when he's like with his friends, like he'll say some shit and he'll be like, oh, well, that's what you think. Like you're into that thing. And it's kind of like, oh, maybe, but more it's me being like, no, Joe, don't do that. Like people are going to be so mad at you.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Oh, no, dude. But I really think like he's good at having a variety of people on. Like he'll get point and counterpoint going, and I'm into that.
Okay.
It's interesting. His podcasts are long, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Good healthy dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But. I'll have to. Have you listened to any of the recent episodes or no? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe
I should download.
Moshe Kasher. You know him?
No. Is this guy Ron?
No. His name is Moshe Kasher.
Oh,
Moshe. It's probably 4 back.
Feed. I'm gonna try. That one's worth listening to.
I'd say so, but I like Moshe Kasher.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
TV
Here he is.
guy.
Stand-up comedian, writer, and actor.
Mm-hmm.
His new show, Problematic, premieres on Comedy Central Tuesday, April 18th at 10 p.m. Same guy? Was that your title?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So I think I think that one's
download
pretty good.
episode.
Now that being said, like I was getting at earlier,
wow.
you may like totally different podcasts with Joe Rogan's guests than I do.
Okay.
Too. So maybe that's totally missing the head, but I don't know.
Let me suggest a podcast to you.
God, we're burping on the mic all night, guys.
Burping on the mic. I don't have any to suggest to you. They're all, kind of. Actually, this is a podcast that had its heyday. It still continues now, but I don't listen to any new material from it. But I'll suggest it to you. The Kunstler Cast.
Kunstler?
Kunstler. James Howard Kunstler. Kunstler. He's not a trained city planner, but he writes a lot about the city as we know it. Kunstler Cast, Suburban Sprawl, a tragic comedy. Yeah, he's I don't know. He's a novelist, interesting guy. It's worth checking out if you want to listen to an old guy kind of bitch about the way cities are designed and laid out.
It sounds good to me, man.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I've been down for like radio shows and stuff for a long time. My dad and I used to listen to Prairie Home Companion.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, it's good.
And Car Talk, man.
Car Talk is dope. Yeah, click and clack.
Can't beat Car Talk.
No.
I wish they were still running it with somebody else. Maybe new Click and Clack too. Beep and clunk. Because they're digital. Like cars are.
I wanna step away from this conversation and ask you something here. I know.
You gotta make a noise there. We just both pop out of our stools.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't listen to a whole lot of music, but I find that throughout the day, I'm constantly listening to something.
Yeah.
Or watching YouTube. I mean, do you give your time to be quiet? Do you give your time to be silent? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I like give myself just too much stimulus and I just need to stop and chill out.
I think I need a little more of like the quiet time.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that recently. Actually, it's a pretty topical question. You hit that one right on. But I don't. Yeah, because so I've constantly got like all this shit flowing through my head. I'm like really it's like nonstop. I think that's a big area of stress for me.
Yeah.
But I love it too. So it's hard for me to like. I just recently I think realized that that's kind of like what I think causes a lot of stress that I have is like that I'm just go.
Yeah.
Like I'm never late person. I'm like trying to get the meat out of every day, you know, or the juice out of every day, you know.
Right.
And so I just like go for it. And so I'll be like after work, go to the gym, come home, like really quick, drop off whatever I have, get back in the car, go to whatever I've set up, and then and I'll be back at midnight or whatever.
It's incredible. I don't know how you don't stop. I mean, I see you as like you're an idea guy. You're always going. There's always something, and it does seem to fuel you. You know, I mean,
I like that. Yeah. But
yeah.
I also like always having noise too. Like, are you a guy who will like have the TV on while you're going to sleep or any kind of music or?
No. Well, okay. So let me back up a little bit. So I say that I always listen to podcasting. Rewind. I say that I always listen to music and stuff. But when I was like say commuting to Rio Grande, you know, that 100-mile drive, hour 45-minute drive, 2-hour drive, whatever. Or if I'm going back to see my family in Youngstown, which is like 180 miles away, a few hours. I've been known to make the entire drive with the radio turned off. Just silent by myself for hours, and I really like that. So I guess I do do that occasionally, and I don't know that I'm necessarily thinking about anything, but maybe I say, oh, there's a bird. Look at those trees, you know, sunshine. It's not that I'm like really examining myself or reflecting, but I don't know.
I think it helps you slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, I've been trying to do this thing recently where I don't speed when I drive. Where I tell myself, like, I make my own schedule. I have nowhere to be.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be. I'm just going to, like, take my time and just whatever. I'll get there when I get there.
Well, that's part of the stress of driving for me is that, and, you know, not to say that I'm always stressed out while driving, but most of the time my commutes back and forth from work, as short as they may be, I'm stressed. Because people are on my tail, you know, people are weaving in and out.
Yeah.
I have somebody try to like cut me off or almost wreck into me at least once a day. At least once. Usually it's 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have to tell myself too, like I get stressed out and I get this like guilt when someone's like pushing behind me. It's like I gotta speed up or I gotta like, usually I'll get over, but I'm like, I'm going usually over the speed limit. So what's happening there, you know? It's...
My problem is that I'm a passive-aggressive driver. I try to act super calm, and you know, so when that jackass like flies up on my right-hand side, I kind of follow him, and then he's like pinned behind a semi, and I'm like, bro, don't pass me on the right. You're stuck. Like, you know, don't do that.
I think the same thing. I have that
yeah.
Well, a lot of times I'll get pissed in the car and I'll yell in the car.
Oh.
But I don't honk. I'm not a real big honker. I only honk if they're really doing something dangerous and I think they shouldn't be doing. I like to, you know, express my rage outwardly, but only inside of my vehicle. So, like, vehicle inwardly. I wish I had a good word for that right now, but I don't.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either. Yeah, it's in your bubble.
But,
You're in your own personal car bubble.
But I am about, actually, you brought up a hot button issue for me, which is I think that most people shouldn't be on the roads. Now, I've brought this up in probably the last 2 podcasts. I believe that the robot cars will be the best thing. So when the AI controls the cars.
Yeah.
So this actually was a question I had for you. So if you were able to, or if you were given the opportunity, somebody came up to you and said, hey, Eric, if you will give up your right to drive, you and, of course, everyone else, technically. Well, let's say they all already have.
Okay.
You have to give your right up to drive.
Yeah.
Would you make that sacrifice if everyone gets a robot car? So that might be in the shape or form of a ton more public transportation, you know? Maybe you can buy a cheap car that will drive you around. Maybe they link together like a train, and that's what the highway is. It's like just hops on there. But everyone is now in these AI-controlled vehicles.
So this is based on the premise that we've all agreed to ride, not drive, but ride in a car controlled by AI.
Or let me make it even more simple for you.
Yeah.
So let's say that you always have a form of transportation one way or another. So either you can have an AI-controlled vehicle, or what they've done is they've made the driving test so hard that only people who have an aptitude for driving are the drivers. And there's way more public transportation, and it is all electric.
Yeah, so it becomes then a question of competency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm of the belief that we all should not own motor cars. I mean, how often do you have a passenger?
I'd say probably 4 times a week.
Okay, so that's more than me.
But I drive a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Think about it. As I was talking before, I'm constantly in and out and everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. I have a passenger a couple times a week. If me and my girlfriend are going out for dinner or something, yes, I have a passenger. But for the most part, it's just me in a car, and I don't know that. I don't know that what I do is so important that I should be, putting that kind of footprint, into the ecosystem. So I don't know. I'm a proponent of public transit, and of course, anybody that's listening that lives here in Columbus knows that this city, I think, has done a poor job at public transit, but the fine folks at CODA have worked very hard, and they're really making lots of improvements, and I know that they have lots of awesome plans for the future.
And not enough people use it.
Not enough people use it, and I think part of that's maybe the stigma around it. I've lived in Columbus for 8 years, and I've never used CODA.
I tried to use it a lot more back in college.
Yeah.
I wrecked.
Well, you went to OSU.
Well, I wrecked my car.
Oh.
And so I didn't have one for a while. And, I tried to use the bus a bunch, and I did use it, but they were constantly late or early, and I never really knew. And I think that's something they have gotten better about.
Yeah.
I am not 100% sure that it's gotten a lot better, but I think they're working on that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But now I don't really use it very much.
No.
But hopefully by the time this podcast comes out, I will have launched my new website for my new campaign, which is Pray for Robot Jesus.
Robot Jesus.
Yeah, so what it is Pray for Robot Jesus, Citizens for Citizens for the Advancement of AI-Controlled Driving.
So you're obviously a proponent of AI driving.
Absolutely.
I'm not a conspiracy, so let me answer. I totally dodged your question. I acknowledge that.
Dodgy Dodgerson.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say they or whatever. I don't even know the primary source of this. I was talking with a buddy once.
You believe in Skynet?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know what Skynet is. You're gonna have to tell me. But
Terminator?
Oh no. See, I'm so out of touch. I was very sheltered as a child. No, but my buddies told me the story of there's a conspiracy theory maybe of I can't remember who it was, this politician or somebody. Do you wipe another one out?
Sure did.
Time to crack that one open. I don't know. Some politician or somebody wanted him dead. He was driving his car and he wrecked into a telephone pole or something at 60 miles an hour. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, but it was speculated that somebody hacked into his smart car and sped it up and drove it into a telephone
Absolutely, because it didn't make sense how fast it was going.
Okay, so tell me about this. I know none of the details. So I'm pulling this out of my ass.
I can't. That's all I'm pulling out too. Mm-hmm. I believe that, and I think he was doing some other shit where it wouldn't have either malfunctioned or somebody hacked it or something. But
let us know at @halfwitty banter on Twitter. Is that right? I don't want to give the wrong plug here. Let us know. I'm sure some of you listeners out there know.
But dude, absolutely that could happen.
Okay.
But you have to think about this, and you know what? Honestly, it's somebody. I think they showed on maybe it was a PBS or NPR story or something like that a couple of years ago that they had them hack a reporter's car to show how it could happen.
Really?
And it is a danger. It is very much a.
Probably should screw with this mic. I don't know if I'm speaking into it. You guys probably can't hear me.
If you touch it, it'll.
A little burpy. Cut.
No, that's never gonna happen. I'm gonna leave all that in.
Yeah.
But so they messed with it. They hacked his car. They showed it as a possibility. It absolutely is, and it's something that we should be worried about. But it's just like anything else. I mean, cars didn't used to have airbags or seat belts, right?
Right.
And they figured out that airbags and seatbelts are something we need. So they put those in there, right? Yeah. Because accidents happen, people got killed. That will happen too with AI-controlled cars. Mm-hmm. There's going to be all kinds of weird shit they're not going to think about. and it'll just happen because we're human. We're not gonna figure it all out at once.
Absolutely, yeah.
But and something will be that other people will hack people's cars. But my argument to that would be like, okay, so some important people's cars are going to get hacked, or maybe some crazy hacker kid, instead of shooting up a school, is going to hack a bunch of cars. And I shouldn't say that because that's going to totally make people freak out. But to be honest, like, you see how many accidents are on the road every day?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many accidents. People just crashing into each other. People's cars are duct taped together because they don't have money for them.
Yeah.
If we switch to more public transport and we only let people who are good at driving drive, and then robots took everyone else where they needed to go and just on a path, then there'd be less accidents.
Yeah. Well, let me speculate or dream for a little while here. I guess
Let's play a little dream tone. What's that?
Oh, yes. Game on.
Party on.
Wait, there's hardware and there's software. And yeah, software can be hacked. I guess there could be like a manual override. Like, oh shit, my car's doing something that's not right. You know, you push the button and maybe you go into manual drive. I don't know.
Right.
But
just stick your fob in there and it's a little controller.
Yeah. But there are people far smarter than I that I'm sure have thought about all of this.
Mm-hmm. Elon Musk, man.
Elon Musk.
Working it out.
Yeah.
He may not make all the money, but he is...
When's he going to be on the podcast?
Oh, man, next week, I think.
Really cool.
Whenever you want, Elon.
Elon, you're welcome anytime.
You can DM me.
At Half Witty Banter. Half Witty Banter. How do you do it?
You'll hear it.
You'll hear
Throw it in right there.
Half Witty Banter.
Make me do a lot of editing here, buddy.
Yeah, this one's going to be heavily edited.
Nah, probably not.
Nah, probably not.
We're going to have a lot of burps to listen to.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of pizza jaw slapping.
That's a good time. I was about to say, this episode is also sponsored by, or never sponsored by, Donatos. And right there, that's where we'll edit in like us eating a bunch of pizza and mashing it into our face from earlier.
Yeah. It's very good pizza.
Yeah. It's a little cold.
You had to wait for a car to go before you could get the delivery here.
Yeah, man. I almost asked him. I was like he pulls up in the car to go.
Mm-hmm.
He's diagonal in the street, too. He's talking down the phone like, it's hard to see your addresses, man. I don't know exactly where you are. I was like, I understand.
Yeah.
And I just walked outside. There's a giant pink painting on my porch. I think you're the diagonally parked car in the middle of the road. And he's like, diagonal? And I was like, he goes, diagonal? Oh, yeah, oh. Well, here, let me back up. And just starts backing up down the road. And then he's like, let me throw the hazards on. Throws them on. There's a huge space in front of him, and he's in a car to go. And a huge space behind him. And he just throws the hazards on because he doesn't want to pull in. And then he gets out. And he's like waddling out of the vehicle. And
poor guy.
I wanted to ask him, like, first off, you're delivering pizzas in a car to go? Gotta be a story there.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just, like, knew that he didn't have anyone to deliver the pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, fuck it, I'm doing
Let's
this
do it.
car to go. Yeah,
So
we
did
need
he-
an extra driver?
Did he have the pizza in one of those fancy bags or no?
He did not. He carried it up.
See?
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
well, he got out, right? And I had been on the porch, but then I walked down because I thought, well, this guy's struggling getting out of the car to go. I'll be nice.
Yeah.
And he didn't see me at first, and he was like,
No.
and he was like, oh, I didn't know where you went. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, right here, buddy. Like,
You startled me.
I walked down to the sidewalk. So.
Yeah. I like it.
But yeah. He was a true champion of America.
I don't typically eat mushrooms,
Mm.
but I'm of this belief that if I eat things that I don't like often enough, eventually I'll just start to.
That's true. I'm of that belief too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I like everything now almost because of it. Used to not like olives. Now I crave olives.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Mm. I'm not there with olives yet. I'm not there with shrooms yet, but you know, one slice of pizza at a time.
Well, when I ordered it and I said like, and mushrooms, I thought you kind of went like, ugh.
Oh, did I?
A little bit.
Maybe I did.
But I was like, I asked you what you don't like on pizzas, and you only came up with the anchovies. So I was like, well, you're screwed now.
Ryan always gets mushrooms, so He's been training me.
Now they're a good thing. I think. Now I'm not a huge fan of like portobello mushrooms that are like just mushrooms you're eating, or like stuffed mushrooms. Because as an appetizer, I'll just eat too many mushrooms and then I feel disgusting. No, nobody wants that.
You don't want to eat like a shroom burger?
I have, but I do feel it's too much mushroom.
A little bit of fun guy.
I haven't really had any psychedelic mushrooms either. But I hear good things.
I know a guy from undergrad swears by it. He is truly of the belief that everybody should do shrooms at some point in their life.
I think a lot of people who have done them or do them think that. But I mean, I'm like a guy who thinks that, you know, everyone would probably benefit from being drunk a couple times in their life. But then also, I don't think that you have to do it. Yeah, and then we talked about the pizza delivery man. That'll probably come in too.
Yeah.
Whew. Good guy.
Yeah, everybody has to do something, and that's good that guy found like what he's doing right now. It might
What's
not
the
be
worst job you ever had? Or your least favorite, not necessarily the worst.
Yeah, you know, I guess now that you say, I've been fortunate in that I've taken experiences from most everything I've done. I just came off of a 2-year stint in retail.
What kind of retail?
Woodworking, specialty woodworking supplier.
Save the nature.
And yeah, I understand it's just retail, but I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about other people. Yeah, I don't know. It was a cool experience, but towards the end, I certainly got burnt out. And it was not my least favorite job. But that's just my most recent experience. I guess my first experience was at Panera Bread. Can we say company names? Are you gonna beep that out? Beep. I worked at a bakery.
So I beep out company names, usually only ones you're currently working with.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Good.
And that's if you want it. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Because we're drinking beer.
Because
So like mine, the one I work for that I'm not gonna say because I don't want to beep it out. You know, I beeped that out of several podcasts because I might get in trouble.
I will say this. I'm still currently affiliated and work occasionally for the job that I just left full time.
Want me to bleep the name out?
Yeah. So if I say you just bleep it out.
Yeah, bleep it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey. You say it much?
What's that?
Oh,
da. But yeah. There. But it's a good place. I work there occasionally, probably a couple shifts a month. I still teach, which is an awesome opportunity.
You teach what?
Woodworking, introduction courses in woodworking.
Skills?
Skill building. They're mostly skill building classes. I teach a couple project-based classes, but mostly skill building.
All right.
Yeah. That's how I distinguish in my own mind. I guess
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to take your router class.
You ought to. I think anybody with any interest should take that class. It's good.
Well, I have interest.
Yeah, good.
I've got
the
urge.
These classes are fun, though. I always have like 4 guys. They're always retired. They're always they're not hesitant at first, but you know, they're like, who's this young punk trying to teach me about woodworking? And then after a while, they're like, oh, this kid has no life and he knows a lot about what he does.
I slapped a nail on a board before.
Yeah.
The hell? This guy thinks he's going to teach me how to hold a hammer? Oh my God.
Come on now. Yeah. But I don't even know anything. I know what your current job is, but I don't know. Before that, you were a student. I mean, did you work during undergrad? What's your work experience?
Oh, good Lord. I have had probably, you know what? I don't think it would be unfair to say, and I would make this claim and bet anyone on it, I probably had 30 jobs or so.
Nah.
30, yeah.
I want to say cut the shit, but
I think I counted when I first got out of college, and I had 27.
Wow. So you started, I'm sure you started working young?
Did a lot of shit raking.
Did you?
Jobs.
As a young man, yeah.
I started probably junior year of high school. So not that young, but kind of. That's I guess like a reasonable age, I would say. You know, I think you should start working when you're in high school.
Yeah.
When you realize that chicks are hot and you want to drive them around places.
Get a couple bucks.
Yeah, and I didn't do any of that in high school, but I did work.
Yeah,
I worked at my first job was Ritter's Frozen Custard.
Oh.
It was the ice cream shop. Well, frozen custard, sorry. It's like the same thing.
Food, you and I both cut our teeth in the food industry then.
Oh, man. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, there were good people that worked there.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That smell of, like, this haunting, like, mist, fog, steam of, like, just the end of the day cleaning out the vats of ice cream, because we made the ice cream there.
Oh.
Like, cleaning these vats out with, like, really, really hot water, would, like, steam it up into your face, and you come out of there and you just have this, like, layer of ice cream on your face, like, layer of just this ice cream perspiration on your face.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like the ice cream sweat directly onto you.
Oh, I'm sure for you it was the same experience. Like when I started, before I started Panera and when I worked there, you walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, this smells so great. It smells amazing. And then you work there for a little while and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get this stink off of me and you smell disgusting.
Yeah, I think that's about everywhere.
Yeah, it's probably about everywhere.
Have you eaten at Panera recently?
I have.
Good Lord, is it expensive now compared to what it used to be? Or is it just the same amount of expensive? Because it is expensive.
I wonder. So you have to remember, I'm from Northeastern Ohio again.
Northeastern Ohio.
Great disparity, somewhat impoverished. Yeah, I mean, Panera was expensive, to expect that somebody would come in and spend, $12 on lunch, it blew my mind.
Half a sandwich and a soup you're getting. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, there's obviously people with money where I'm from, but yeah, I always thought that it was a little pricey.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I think even people with not a lot of money, they can afford it, but then you walk out and you're thinking, I guess my mark is like, how much food did you just get for that money? Like half a sandwich and a soup for like $9.
Oh yeah, but I will say this though. Let me counter that. I had lunch today at Jimmy John's. I got a sandwich. JJ's. I got a sandwich.
So you went there.
Bootlegger Club. I went there.
You didn't trust the freaky fast delivery?
There's that one right down the way from the shop. So I don't know. I need to get out of the shop. I was starting to get the shakes. I was like, ooh, I really need to get food in me now. Bootlegger Club.
Yeah.
With cheese. A medium-sized drink. And I may have misidentified. It's number 14. I know it's number 14. I don't know if it's the Bootlegger Club.
What's on?
Roast beef, turkey, and then the standard Jimmy John's spread: mayo, tomato, lettuce, and
sprouts on that guy?
No sprouts, but they did upsell me on the cheese. The cheese doesn't come on there. He's like, "Would you like some cheese?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, throw it on."
Do they have sprouts again?
No, I don't know if they do. Upon request maybe, but they're not putting them on every sandwich like they did. Yeah,
dude, I love the sprouts. That's why I went there. Delicious.
Yeah.
But now I think they had like E. coli scare or something.
Yeah, no, stay away from those. But in any case, real quick, sandwich, drink, chips, $10 and some odd cents. You go to Arby's, man, you're gonna be out $8 for a combo meal.
Yeah, you're right.
Prepared food is kind of expensive.
All right, you're right. Yep, fair point.
So in that regard,
though,
like
for Jimmy John's.
Yeah, it was over $10. It was under 11,
Good
but over
Lord,
10.
It used to be like 7.
I know. Yeah, you think that like
not that long ago either.
No.
Still a fairly young man.
Yeah, back when I was a kid.
But yeah, sometimes I think it's fun to stretch stories out just because.
Oh yeah.
Add the ingredients in. Nobody wants to hear that, but you just did.
Yeah, it's good.
Should we? How close are you on that one?
It's empty, man.
I don't want to rush you. Oh, I don't want to rush us. Or soon to be dictators.
Yeah.
No one wants to rush us.
Watch this pro move real quick before you didn't crack it in the mic.
Shit.
That was a new rule.
I already forgot about it, but don't worry. Handled.
Okay, I just silenced so that we could clip that sound bit there. I think that might be worth having.
Hey, are you part of the game of life?
I am not, and I do not want to be part of the game of life. I've heard drunken conversation about this. I don't know what it is, and I do not want to participate.
Oh, fair enough. That was a very good way to state your piece.
So from what I understand, once you...
Don't say it.
Okay,
I'll edit it out.
Yep.
Or, well, I guess if all you were going to say is once you know the rules, you can't...
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
But it's a fun game, and it doesn't take place that long, or that often, I should say. Only a few people really know about it. By a few, I mean a lot, probably. But you have to be around the right group for somebody to actually get you involved in the game. So, although I'm in it all the time, only a select few of my friends will ever ever really enact the
Oh,
rules.
it's fine. It's fine. It's no big deal. As I recall you saying with Danny Clay, is once you know, you don't know, and it can like ruin your life or something. And I paraphrase,
you did from the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Maybe I picked that up on the podcast. I can't remember if it was a drunken session here for your birthday, or
sure.
maybe it was the podcast.
Yeah, we were drinking 40s and
Yeah,
Modelo.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the Modelo's and 40 episode. But
Nah, I'm good. I mean, I'd love to. Don't get me wrong, but
so
I'm
the
not.
ruin your life thing, that was a joke from me, because
Okay.
that's the kind of I go off the deep end with my
okay.
jokes, you know.
You go all
So
the
it
way.
really isn't that bad, and even if I did tell you now, we'd still edit it out of the podcast because it's just not fair. You have to really. It's all about you have to ask the person like, do you want to know what it is?
Oh.
And if they do, it doesn't really change anything other than like now you have a new set of rules to go by for certain things.
But once you know, I couldn't.
You're in.
Okay,
You're
yeah. I couldn't be like, oh no, that doesn't sound like fun. I don't want to do it.
Right,
I mean,
absolutely not.
once
That's the
you
beauty
tell
of the
me-
games. That like once you know how to play, you're in.
Oh wow.
You are in. It's commitment.
There's
Brian's in.
there's like no blood pack. Is there? Brian's in.
Pretty sure. Yeah, he's got to be. I don't think there's any way he could have survived without being in.
Oh wow.
Dan's
Wow.
in. Phil's in.
See, I
These
haven't met
people you
Phil.
should know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil hasn't been on the podcast. No one's met him.
But Dan's been
I
on
think
the
he's a little
podcast.
chicken. A little
Yeah.
bit chicken.
Ryan hasn't been on the podcast yet, has he?
No.
Do you think you will?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that just because I think I will ask him to be on.
Am I too far from the mic? Back here.
Nah, you're doing well. I think actually my mic might be a little lower than yours, but
I'm looking at the
yeah, I think
screen.
it's okay.
Check.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, should we do a die roll? Do you want to roll for questions?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Do you want to grab a die out of that Monopoly box? Because I did not prepare.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't even know if there's die in there, but maybe. And we'll bring up our new question clipboard. Again, this podcast
Slight
is sponsored
anecdote,
by...
I love Monopoly.
This podcast is sponsored once again by Eric Rauschenbach. Clipboards.
That's right now. That's right.
Hey.
It's a fine clipboard you have there.
It's a nice clipboard.
Oh,
Uh-oh. It's still taped?
taped shut.
Taped from the garage sale. Look at this.
Oh, this is a beautiful.
Dude, we gotta rock that sometime.
I don't know how close that camera
So-
is. This is probably the earliest edition of Monopoly I've ever personally handled.
Now, guess
It's wonderful.
guess how old this probably is. Just guess. Don't look too close at it.
I would have to think it's probably 20 years old.
Well, let me tell you, it's got to be more than that.
Yeah? Yeah, it does.
This is the 40th anniversary edition of Monopoly.
Oh!
This. It's crazy. Monopoly is so old.
How long has Monopoly
I
been
think
around
like
now?
1905.
No way.
That might be wrong.
So this is an old board.
If-
Fact check us.
Get back to us at Witty Banter on Twitter.
So question, am I rolling a die or dice?
One die.
One die. Okay. I'll just use this Monopoly as the
But yeah,
surface.
so I bought this one. I already have a newer version,
Yeah.
but I bought it because I want to like make really super complex and hard rules for one Monopoly board. Like really like involve like you can open casinos, strip clubs, like different businesses, all this
Right,
stuff.
right.
And I want to like totally edit the board and like put in a bunch of rules. So I bought this extra version. My plan was to do that with this version, but I think this is so nice I got to do it with
You
the
can't
other
you can't be modifying
one.
this.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I've had aspirations of making a wood veneered board, Monopoly board that is.
should do that.
Getting all the properties laser cut.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you want to spearhead that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll help you out. Hey, if you'd be interested in seeing a wood veneered board with laser cut pieces, you just let us know.
For any of you
Start
Monopoly
pre-orders
lovers out there.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, how we're gonna do this is I've got a bunch of questions, categories, topics written on this board. You're gonna roll the die, and we're gonna see what number you get. That'll correspond with one of these numbered questions, 1 through 6. Now, we already tackled one of these, which I thought we might, and
Okay.
I brought it up even knowing it was on here. So that's number 4. That was the robot Jesus thing we talked about.
Ah.
And so we're going to skip that one. So if you hit 4, you have to choose right now another number it's going to default to. Between 1 and 6. It's not 4.
1. I know that's
Okay,
boring.
goes back to
but-
1. Yep,
okay.
boring as fuck.
Yeah,
Good
that's
job,
all
Eric.
right. Okay. Ooh, exciting.
All right.
All right. 5.
Number 5. Ooh, this is an interesting one. This is kind of a weird one.
Okay.
So, I said on this line, old people equal babies, expensive cars equal dirt cheap cars. This is a premise that I have laid out for you. Think about that for a second. People say that old people are in many ways the same as babies,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I would argue as well that in many ways expensive cars are the same as dirt cheap piece of shit cars. Does that make any sense to you?
I'm familiar with the old people to babies reference, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
The lack of hair,
Yep.
the
Kinda
needing
toddling
help, dawdling around, the diapers.
Childlike sense of wonder in their eyes.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Smile, but they truly are like really genuine, incredibly loving people.
Yeah.
For the most
great.
part, unless they're old bastards.
Hey, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with old
Yeah.
people or babies, although unless you have them and don't want them. That's
Tristan, you drive a brand new vehicle.
2014.
2014.
It's used.
Okay, well I
Used a little bit.
drive a 2003
Mm-hmm.
with 200 and actually I think I just hit. I'm pretty close to 250,000 now. 249,000 miles on it.
Well, let me clarify this. I don't think either one of our vehicles necessarily fall into that category.
Okay.
So I'm talking like expensive vehicles, like really high-end models. So we're talking like fancy, Tesla, Porsche, like that kind of
Are you
stuff.
talking like versus old
Super
sports cars?
high-end, maybe even like Mercedes, blah, blah, blah. No, and I'm talking versus like dirt cheap garbage cars, like a $600 ride, $500, like maybe somebody's got some duct tape on it, it's barely hanging together. They're using bungee straps holding that thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think those relate in a similar way as old people and babies. Now, not because they're both balding, they both have an age of wonderment, but I think that there's the relationship, like it could be like an old car relates to a new car in the same way. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I can say, let me preface this. I'm not a car person,
Mm-hmm.
but I can start to make stuff up.
You don't have to be a car person.
Brand new cars.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, "Oh, that's a brand new car," and people are often like, "Oh, wow, that car's a real piece of shit."
Mm-hmm.
So they both maybe grab attention.
Oh, astonishing. Astonishing.
Brand new cars are very expensive up front. If you buy a dirt cheap car, though, I mean they can be expensive from month to month. Say you leased a brand new vehicle versus buying a piece of garbage. It might be more expensive to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
I drive a Volkswagen Golf. It's been good to me. Gerald
the Golf?
Gerald the Golf, yeah. 5-speed manual, 2-liter little Volkswagen. It's a Golf. Did I say that? Yeah. Golf. It's not one of those ones I've dropped and sprayed it primer gray. It's a
Not yet.
not yet. It's a gold old man car. Very reliable. It's broken down on me. I've had to have it towed. I've had to do some repairs to it that have been somewhat expensive, but it certainly hasn't been as expensive as a brand new car.
Mm-hmm.
So in your mind, so you asked me this question, do you have a list of what makes them similar?
I have a specific thing in mind that was why I brought up the question. But I really was just trying to engage in some conversation about it, see what you thought. And I actually think you brought up a couple of very good similarities, which even ones I would never have thought of.
All right.
But the main thing that I was thinking of, the reason that I thought of the question, is that I felt that, I felt that it was a little bit difficult of a question. Probably one of the more difficult ones on this sheet here.
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe less open-ended necessarily, I guess, than some of the other ones. But I was thinking that a person who is driving a really piece of shit car on the road and a person who's driving a really expensive car, they tend to drive them in the same way. So reckless without abandon, because the person who's driving the super expensive new car, A, has a bunch of money to pay for that super expensive new car, usually doesn't give a shit, and is driving like an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
B, or I guess not B, but the other car, the old piece of shit car, they're driving like an asshole because they've already done that in the past, and their car's worth nothing.
Yeah.
So they don't care.
I tend to drive somewhat conservatively.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that guy that cruises in the right lane.
What animal?
Take my time. But
what animal would you compare your driving style to? You're driving the manner of a.
Maybe a groundhog.
Ooh.
Well,
Well, you tunnel underground.
They're just hanging out.
Do they tunnel?
They burrow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think. I mean, they roam along. I grew up with groundhogs in my yard, so but they kind of
Toddle. A little bit. I like
Yeah.
I'm using the toddle world.
they're here.
Can't talk.
I don't know, but my point is this: is if somebody's driving like an idiot, I'm like, go ahead, please hit me. You know, it's only going to benefit me. You know.
Yeah.
I love Gerald. I don't want to see him.
You ever think about just
wrecked,
ramming your car into the back of somebody's, or like slamming your brakes on so they'll just hit you if they're like really close to you?
I do this horrible thing.
You brake check them?
No, my brother. Well, I do occasionally. I try not to.
I think that's too risky, man.
No, I don't brake check. What I meant to say is, if somebody's on my tail, I'll slow down to the speed limit. If I'm a few miles over, I'll drive the speed limit.
I do that if they aggravate me.
But what I do think about is my
Slow down.
my brother is a police officer, and I remember when he
What's
was
his name?
training. He's not a police officer in Columbus, in Northeast Ohio. But I remember when he was training, he had to take a defensive driving course.
Yeah.
And I don't know, my memory may be wrong, but I remember him saying that he was trained that if he had to stop a vehicle to approach from behind and use the driver's side to nudge and turn away from their passenger side on the back bumper. Does that
Really?
make sense?
Yeah.
Did I explain that? Did I use words correctly?
Nudge and turn away from.
Yes, you want to impact the rear driver's side.
They'll turn that way, right?
Yeah, and it whips their back end out. You can safely get out of the way, and you force them off the road. I of course would never do something like that, but it's like, I wonder if that actually works.
Yeah.
Could I potentially take this person off the road right now and drive away unharmed?
We should totally shoot like a YouTube video with like two $300 winner cars.
Yeah.
Like, if we get enough followers down the road, we'll shoot like YouTube videos of this stuff.
Yeah.
But like where we just take the two cars and try to do that in like an open field.
Yeah. What episode is this?
This is 7.
Back in episode 7 when we had Eric Rauschenbach on, we discussed, whatever. Yeah.
Well, now we have 1 million followers.
And-
somebody brings up like, hey, I was listening to episode 7 back when you guys were fresh and you still cared about your followers.
Back before we had Ashton Kutcher on the show.
Back when your mom was listening, you
Yeah.
cared about what she said about it. And now you don't even care about us. You're not even going to do the episode 7 thing. And then we have to pull it out. They don't even say what it is.
Yeah.
We got to pull it out of the archive,
We were called sellouts, but we're not sellouts, and that's why we're revisiting episode 7. No. That's me and you cruising around or something in these beaters.
We'll be doing a straight to brain special.
Yeah.
Because at that point, they'll just be like beaming shows into our heads, like da 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 da. They'll just get this weird hum. You'll be like, oh wait, one's coming in. Oh, there it is. No, I don't like this one. Get out of there.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yes, good response to that.
Ryan, I hope you're enjoying this right now.
Yeah, you better be listening, Ryan. God damn it.
Yeah.
I put so much work into this.
Yeah.
All right, well, want to do another one?
Sure,
We
yeah.
no rules about this. So
Okay, cool.
Now number 4 and
Let me pull this die
number
back
5.
out. I put it away.
4 and 5 are gone, so there's only 4 left. So now I've got another idea.
Yeah.
If you roll the die and you hit 4 or 5, you gotta just cram a slice of pizza in your mouth. Some real high school shit going on.
Oh, I know. I will do that.
Yeah, right into the mic too. Yeah.
Oh. Nice and sloppy.
Yeah, super sloppy. Slappy Pappy, super sloppy.
We're going to do this one a little bit different, just because I'm really curious to see the face of this board.
This podcast never brought to you by Dirty Franks.
Yeah.
Like
This
the
board
gold
is in
rim.
really great shape. I don't know if you guys can see it on there. It's dimpled. There is a little bit of rippling in the finish, but it's overall it's in really good shape.
Old glue.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna roll the die now. Aha, 2.
Lucky number 2. Ooh, I think I like this one. I think I remember what it is.
Good,
Let me
good.
look at it just to be sure, but I think, oh yes. This one I labeled a scenario. See, at the start I was labeling them questions and scenarios, and then I realized they're pretty much all a combination of those,
Mm-hmm.
So, what this is I pose to you this. You are at a grocery store.
I'm in the grocery store.
Correct so far. And you're hungry.
Mm.
You're hungry in this. You're in a grocery store. You're wandering the aisles, and you're hungry, but not for food, sir. You are hungry for love.
Oh.
So in this dream alternate universe, let's say you don't have a girlfriend, or let's say maybe you're looking for your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Maybe she's in the
Yeah.
store somewhere.
Yeah.
But what I'd ask you is, how do you try to find a lady in this grocery store? What section do you go to? And what line do you use to try to win her affections?
Grocery store. First, it's either going to be Whole Foods or some hippy dippy store.
Okay.
I think that,
Like a Rife's Market?
Oh, I'm not a local. I don't know that. I don't know.
Ooh,
about that.
oh. Used to be, Sweet Carrot?
Yeah,
In Grandview.
yeah. My girlfriend and I actually eat there occasionally. Yeah. Corner of Grandview and 5th there. Yeah, great food.
So you want to
reclap.
Self-clap does not work. All right. So back where we were before, we ran into a little glitch there, but here we go.
Welcome back. Yes,
Do you remember the question?
I do. Yes.
Just do more pizza gnashing in between that.
I know. I num. If I and Ella, you're a wonderful young woman.
Not
I love you very
necessarily.
much.
Oh, you're gonna say, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Very happy in my current relationship. But I would think that if there were a young man looking for an interesting young woman, the place to find that woman would probably be at a Whole Foods or a small natural food store. Start there. And the line that I might use if I found a...
Wait, what? Did you say what area of the grocery? 'Cause that's
Oh,
important.
what
That's what I'm
department?
talking about. I'm talking about department. Like, and that
What
might fall
department?
into like what line you're using too. You have to strategically plan this.
I have dairy problems. It would not be dairy. Can't really handle it. It upsets my stomach. So
So you want to like
Not
beat over
dairy.
like a cup of yogurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's have some yogurt together.
yeah, I've got to go.
It's not gonna end well.
No.
May not
not-
get to the result I desire.
Yeah, not gonna be dairy.
Bathroom time.
Do you know at Lucky's how they have that whole section where you get your bag and you weigh out and you eat the nuts or granola?
Yeah, like trail mix.
Yeah, trail mix. Yeah,
Trail mix area.
It'd be trail mix aisle.
Mm,
Yeah,
Look
and
at that.
then I'd say something real hokey and uncomfortable, like, "Oh, are you going hiking?" Yeah, or something. I don't know.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not good at this at all.
Ooh, I like that. No, there's like multiple different ways you could go with it. You could be like,
Yeah.
"Hey girl, what's your secret ingredient?"
Yeah. that's
She's
that's way smooth.
She's like, "What? What?
Um,
Creepy guy?" And you're like, "Oh no, I just meant like I always get like everybody gets like the peanuts and you get like some M&Ms in there, little coconut strips, but everybody has got that one thing that just they want."
pistachios.
Ooh, that's clutch ingredient. Already shelled.
If it's in trail mix, yeah, I'm gonna go for the already shelled.
Right, because you want to grab a handful.
Yeah. But if I'm just sitting down,
Cracking
snacking
on that little nut hard hat.
ooh, if it's just pistachios, I'm going in the
Baby
shell,
nut hard hat.
salted. Have you had the salt and pepper pistachios?
Mm.
I'll get back on top. We'll
What
touch
the
that later.
hell?
Yeah, so the shells. So there's salted pistachio, plain pistachio. You can find a salt and pepper pistachio. On the shell has been seasoned with that.
What will they think of next?
It's kind of nice. I like it. No, I don't know. I don't know. That's an interesting prompt you give me there.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
Worked pretty hard on that one. Came to me earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
good. That's good. I'll take it.
that's a good question.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
No, I think the trail mix aisle. That's a good one.
Trail mix aisle. Yeah, I don't know why I
that's
say
pretty
that.
good.
What does that say about me? Maybe that says something about what I choose when I go to the grocery. Kind of grab and go. You don't have to prepare it. It's done.
Or you want to find out more than one piece of information, like,
Yeah.
It's like not
Yeah.
what fruit are you here for?
Yeah,
What
sure.
multiple things are you picking
Sure.
out of all these options? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I see
Ooh.
that you got the cashews instead of the peanuts. You know what that's gonna do to your stomach?
Mm,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I see that you got a little dried fruit there. That's a strange choice.
Woo.
I mean, banana chips, all right, those are good.
Banana chips. What about dried cranberries though?
Well, those are pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But I'm talking. She got like the like fruit cake, oranges.
Oh
like
yeah,
the
little
weird-
apricots and stuff.
Yeah, apricots. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah, those right there. Like,
What about the dark chocolate?
I don't know. You know what? Then it's a question of, is that your only sweet, or did you already have the M&Ms?
I kind of baited you
What are you
there.
doing?
I have a chocolate allergy, so
You got
that's
the butterscotch?
so that's a no. So if there's chocolate,
You have a chocolate allergy? No chocolate whatsoever?
I've only recently identified it as a chocolate allergy. I don't know if it is, but I know that for the last 10 or 15 years of my life, if I eat chocolate, shortly thereafter I need to vomit. Yeah, so
You have to vomit.
yeah.
Vomiting.
Yeah, so although I enjoy the taste of chocolate,
Yeah, that's a chocolate allergy.
some might call that an allergy.
Or just general disgust, man.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, I
Is it
don't.
the flavor, like? Or
No.
do you enjoy the
I know.
starch?
I enjoy the flavor. I love chocolate. My brilliant grandfather used to say, "All things in moderation." So I wasn't gorging myself with chocolate.
Right. You're eating like a fun size.
Yeah, no. Even if I were to eat, this is no exaggeration. If I were to have as much as a Hershey's Kiss, I would probably need to go expel. I would need to go expel the contents. Yeah,
It's almost a phenomenon I want to witness.
it's
I
not
will not
pleasant.
put you through it.
I get dizzy. I'll tell you what. One Hershey Kiss, I'll vomit and then wake up with a hangover.
Are you a loud puker?
I'm pretty discreet. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I do this. I do this horrible thing where I keep this straight face. I often screw around with people and I say, I'm not, Tristan. I'm not feeling well, dude. I'm not feeling well. I need a bucket. Oh fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've got a couple. Oh man, this dude's about to puke, man.
Yeah.
This dude's about to puke. We
That's
need
good.
we need him set. No, but
like
you gotta try sometime. You gotta try. Yeah.
Anything else make you throw up? Generally? Easily, I guess I should
No,
say.
I mean overconsumption of alcohol, of course, but no. Other than chocolate, there's not like a trigger. Do you have any weird things or?
No, not really, no.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good stomach. It's always been pretty iron. I mean, it's in the last couple of years it started to,
Yeah.
I've taken my toll on it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't result in vomiting. Just general discomfort.
Recent years, it was probably in college. I realized dairy certainly upsets my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
We just slammed that pepperoni pizza. I've been better, but I've had like acid reflux problems.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have been talking about this.
Yeah,
We're getting older.
Getting old, man. Getting
Old
old.
boys.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. So, but no, I don't have anything else that I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna puke.
Huh. You know, the dairy thing, apparently, many would say we're not supposed to ingest the bovine.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that.
The dairy.
Dairy. Yeah.
It's still pretty good, though.
It is. I can actually handle in moderation Greek yogurt. That doesn't seem to upset my stomach too bad. I don't know how, there might be some biologists out there. I don't know how all this other works, but from what I understand, it's something with the lactate, obviously, and I think in yogurt maybe.
There's I think we need special enzymes to break it down that we don't produce or something like that in a great quantity.
Yeah, we could do that.
Do you like the Cam Newton Greek yogurt? Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I haven't had that. I do.
Produced by
I do Fauye or Chobani. Are the two I go for.
Fayyo? Is it
Fage? I might be saying it wrong. I'm not Greek.
Fage? Oh no, that's not what I was thinking of at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what's this one that you were just talking about?
The Cam Newton one? Oh man, I forget what brand it is. God damn it, I should know.
Cam Newton.
I should know. It's a black little container.
Cam Newton.
It's got 0 grams of sugar. It's probably got tons of artificial, terrible sweetener in it. But it's also got I don't know, I want to say 15 grams of protein.
Oh.
It's got a lot of protein.
Yeah, I mean that's the nice thing about it.
Cam Newton is packing you with protein.
Bah, get strong.
Delicious.
Do you, speaking of no added sugar, it's kind of weird turn. I think I'm diabetic or something. I need to get checked. I get really hangry or anxious. If I don't eat, I start to get the shakes. If I eat something sweet, then I'm fine. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just that
Could be low blood sugar.
Yeah, it could be low blood suger.
You're hungry.
Yeah, it could be I'm hungry. I don't know, man. I kind of spaz out about stuff like that.
Enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a snacker, though.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No? Are you a hard 3 meals a day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Meal a day.
If it's up to me, I'm good for 5. I like breakfast, snack, lunch.
5's good if you're giving yourself some round to those meals, some heft.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. My girlfriend's a snacker.
Is she?
Yeah.
Good snack.
Yeah, she's great.
She's a vegan though. She's a vegan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And she was on the podcast before you.
Oh, right.
Talking about that.
Yeah,
vegan.
Veganism.
Yeah. And there's a lot of great vegan food. It's true. Yeah. But she does tend to snack throughout the day, and I think works for her. She likes doing that.
Yeah.
I think that I eat more probably because of her snacking though. Because I'll eat like big meals, like I'm used to eating like 3 at a time, like 3 a day, and then but she keeps on eating, different times, and then she'll just be like, here, have the rest, and I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, I like food. I love eating.
You're a fairly active guy though. I mean,
Yeah.
You're working out. I mean, do you carbo load or eat tons of protein or do any of that?
The problem is that I haven't been able to get into the gym as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I carbo load.
Okay,
I'm not trying to like eat a bunch of food on purpose.
Num.
But I'm just eating a bunch because I'm used to eating a lot.
Yeah.
In college, I'd go to the gym like 2 times a day. But I don't have the time for that now.
Yeah, you're a pretty fit guy.
Doing lots of stuff. So now I just get there when I can. Like I'm hoping to go tomorrow after work.
Yeah.
Also might go to her house in Pickerington again, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that, that's like on Tuesday I went there. I was hoping maybe she'd want to go, and she didn't. But so then I didn't. We were just hanging out. There's also the Jackets game tomorrow night.
That's right. That's game 5 of the playoffs.
3-1.
3-1.
Pittsburgh's crushing us so far, but we won
Jackets.
the last one. We won the last one. I'm hoping we win this one. At least we go to game 6.
Yeah. Make it exciting. Yeah.
Like that.
I'm hoping for him. Yeah. I need to do something. I'm not very active right now, and I think it really affects my mental state.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to.
I would agree with that.
I really need to get back into it. And of course, spring is here. So.
Spring is here. I like going for a nice long run.
Yeah,
so
man.
You just kind of like clear everything out.
Yeah.
I had a really good one last Saturday, actually.
Really?
So I ran down to the Short North, which is like the kind of downtown arts district in Columbus, if you're not from Columbus. And yeah, it's about 3 miles down there. So I ran like 3 miles down, and then I probably walked another 2 miles into the Short North or like into campus area.
Yeah.
And I was gonna get this juice. I brought specifically only $7 with me, and I was gonna walk into this fancy ass juice store, and I was like, I'm gonna get this juice. It's gonna be $7. Native
cold pressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I walked in there, and this girl said hi to me, and I was like, hi. I'm all sweaty and shit. And I was like looking at their menu, and it seemed to me that they had a couple special things that I could afford, but everything else was like $10. And I was like,
is that for the little 8-ounce jar?
No, it's for 16 ouncer.
Oh, so you get the big
I think I could have got the little one.
Yeah, you could.
But I was just confused and tired, and I looked at this menu, and I was like, $10 for 16 ounces? Bye! And what's left?
Yeah, that would clean me out. If I were running and had some of that cold press, that would clean me out.
I was just too nervous.
Yeah.
So I went to a coffee shop next door, and I got a honey, I think it might have been Shortline Brew. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Might have been that. I don't know.
Can't remember.
But I got a honey latte, iced honey latte.
That's the place next to the ice cream place.
A couple of ways down. Yeah. No, it's not in Paro.
Oh, it's not in Paro. I was thinking of
ice cream place. I think might be gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, it's a little inside baseball for the Short North.
Yeah, Short North. Yeah.
But no, anyways, I got this iced honey latte. Did not really enjoy it, but I drank the whole thing.
And then you ran back, walked back.
Well, I walked back for like 2 miles of it, and then I ran the last one.
And then you ran the last.
So 4 miles total running.
Yeah.
4 walking, 5 walking, something like that.
Yeah, I really need
good.
I need to ease back into
so
it.
nice.
I need to ease back into it. I don't know if you know this about me, believe it or not. I was once a college athlete. I ran 4 years of cross country when I was an undergrad. Yeah, and then that's not to say I was good. I was not. That does not mean that I was good.
I ran cross country.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You're cross country, bro?
Junior and senior year of high school.
More than 2 killboard!
Yeah, I ran it because I thought it would help me get in shape for like lacrosse and stuff, but
you were lax, bro?
I was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
I'm bad at all sports. Really.
Lax, bro, yeah.
I'm good at all like stationary sports where I'm not actually having to do stuff, like lifting weights, pretty good at that. Running, just running for myself, but not against people, great. Yeah. But any strategy and you got to be here at certain times, you got to use your instincts. My instincts are not those.
Yeah, I lack athleticism. Anything that's skill based. I watch I try to make it a crew. I try to make it a Columbus Crew a few times a season, watch them play soccer, football. Those guys are incredibly talented. They just have great finesse, and that is something that I lack. Basketball, I lack
Unbelievable
that skill.
finesse.
Unbelievable finesse. Yeah, I lack that skill.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's good. Yeah, I don't know if you saw. I have a skateboard out there at the shop. Do you skateboard?
No.
Okay,
But I used to
you have to play around
ollie
on
up
it.
onto the curb outside my parents' house and then back onto the other one
Yeah, buddy.
until I broke the board in half.
Yeah. That's good.
That's about my extent of skateboarding.
Yeah, I can't do much more than that. So you'd fit in with me.
Yeah, we could shoot some epic skate videos. in the
Oh my
downtime
gosh.
While we're waiting for the CNC to cut the shit out.
Yeah, that'd be comical.
Cut the shit, CNC.
Yeah. CNC,
What was
computer
your,
numerically controlled.
Yeah. What was your PR?
For cross country,
Mm-hmm.
this kind of
Oh god.
puts in perspective here.
Oh, God.
Not much. In high school, it's the 5-kilometer race, so 3.1 miles.
Exactly.
High 17s is what I averaged. My
Not too
PR
bad.
was a 17:42, I
not
believe.
shabby.
Yeah.
Mine was 18:43.
Oh man, see that's competitive. You're in the mix. Yeah.
Oh, you better believe I would have busted out in that last 100 yards just to kick your ass, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Nah, I would have probably shit myself.
I never made it out. I never made it out of like districts. I made it to regionals once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what? It goes districts, regionals, and then the state championship. But I was not very competitive. And then in college, I ran the 8 kilometers, so the 5-mile race, and I was garbage.
Wow.
I ran. I might have gotten to the 28s like one time. To put it in perspective, those guys that are winning those races, so you'd see a guy that, he'd cross the line in like 24 minutes. So I was certainly like tail end of the pack. But I went to a small school, and it was, I was able to get by with stuff like that. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. So.
Hey, good.
Good
That's all
routine.
you need. All you need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jibbles.
Oh, Jeebus.
Tap this one too.
You tap that? I'm sitting. I probably have about few ounces.
I'm a
in there.
fast drinker, my friend.
Yeah, try to pace
Stay thirsty,
myself.
my friends.
Stay thirsty.
Those commercials were great, man.
Yeah. How wonderful. Yeah.
What a wonderful world.
So this is episode
I think to
7.
myself- Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to give away too much post production, but you're a pretty organized guy. So we're in early spring now. I'd imagine by the time this is posted, this is all being edited out.
No.
Sun is shining. I don't know.
Yeah, sunshine. So, sorry, dramatic pause.
Oh no, that's all right.
Basically, the episode that was just released was episode 3, and this is episode 7. We're
Oh,
recording
good. So
now.
you're on a good production cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these
And I'm
this is
not
a
doing
weekly
it because
podcast.
I want to stop producing it. But I'm doing it because in case emergencies happen, I want to still have content to release to you, the happy people at home.
Dedicated listeners.
And it's going to get better and better, and we're going to get more and more involved. And I think that one
Yeah.
of the things we're going to do is this question and answer game every week. So
Yeah.
this question thing that we did,
Yeah.
with the rolling of the die and such. And we'd like to get the listeners involved with that as well. So I'd like to say that every week, as soon as we get some Twitter followers following, if you post your comments on Twitter at Witty Banter or at the YouTube channel, which is Witty Banter, or I will be eventually posting some kind of email or contact on the website. I'd like to get your questions, and we'll add the bottom 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be user submitted.
That's
so if you
great.
hit those, it'll be whatever those are, and we'll both answer them.
Oh,
The
well,
guest and the host,
good.
as it may
good.
be, as it
Yeah.
were.
As it were.
Ah.
No, this is great. It's a good format. I like it. It's like a I don't know. It's just
Yeah, I'm trying to make it easy, make it relaxed.
it is.
Yeah.
We're humans. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass. I'm not this.
Well, that's the point. I think
Yeah.
the point is really that, and actually, I'm supposed to do an intro cast, which is episode 000, which appears on the website, but is at this time not been recorded yet. Now, when I do record it, I'll probably just slap it right on there.
Yeah.
So when I say this, it might actually be.
Yeah.
Who knows? Hopefully, by the time this comes out, it will be. But that's supposed to say, why this is here.
Right.
But essentially, just to be like, most podcasts that are out, I feel like, or at least that have any clout, are celebrity ones, and that may be the way that it always is.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to like talk to some just people.
Right.
Let's talk about what's going on.
And who knows how reaching this podcast is, but from my perspective, it's kind of cool to highlight some people living in Columbus, doing their thing. You know, I know that you've had some really interesting people on the show so far, different careers.
Yeah, up until now, pretty good.
Yeah.
Nah, you did great, buddy. But maybe this will be the episode of the aliens here.
Yeah.
You never know.
Who knows? It may be on the stratosphere.
Well, I've asked a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Do you have any burning questions for me? I mean, I know you've asked me some, but
burning questions
is there
for
a question
Mr.
that's
Seeger.
just like, or like something that's been bugging you, you've been thinking about a lot that you want to pose for the viewers to hear as the last thought of the day?
No, I mean, so I was going to ask one, but I don't know that the viewers care so much. I mean, I'm curious, you know, like...
That does not matter. That's the beauty of the podcast, is like, really ratings aren't...
I mean, obviously, so like, I just want to ask kind of generally about the podcast. Like, obviously, like, what drives you to do this? Obviously, you enjoy it. You're good at it. This is very comfortable. It's a fun format.
Well, I appreciate you saying I'm good at it, because that is not yet confirmed. But we'll see.
I think it's good.
We will see.
Well, so I mean, your passions, are very varied. You're an artist, and that's kind of vague. But I know you paint. You do graphic design. You're, dare I say, a maker. That's such a corny term. But I mean, you're proficient on a laser, a 3D printer. Obviously, you and I hang out and use a 4-foot by 8-foot CNC all the time. I mean, and this is fun. You know, it's fun to see your setup here. It's nice audio equipment. It's a fun process.
Try to do what I can.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess my question to you is. I don't really have a question, man. This is awesome. This is just another really awesome thing that you do. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
It's another outlet for your creativity.
Yeah, you know, I always like morning radio shows, and I mean, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
I just like that kind of stuff, and I thought that, you know, I like podcasts now, and I was like, well, I should do one. And I tried to launch it before, and I failed at it. In a way. I mean, every fail is a small success because you tried, right?
Right, absolutely.
I like that. But now I'm doing it in a way that's a little more laid back. There's going to be more flaw to it, but good. People can point that out if they want to.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's the beauty of the free internet and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just think it's something fun to do and something productive to do, which is something that I really, like, I want to be productive. Of course, it's, like, way easier not to be. But just, like, using your time well, it seems to be important to me now.
Yeah, I really like that. I mean, it seems to me that you're a person of action, right? So you have ideas, but you do put these ideas into movement, and I think for me...
A lot of people say that, but I fear that that's not actually true.
I mean, we're sitting here right now, you know?
That's true. I mean, I do things, but, you know...
This is a fun project. It's still developing, and it changes with every episode, and I think...
It's accurate.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it.
You're going to make the prize wheel that we're going to use on episode 16, right?
Yes, I am.
Well, we don't cut that out and it actually happens.
I'll commit to that.
Episode 16.
Episode 16.
Here it comes.
By episode 16, we'll have a prize wheel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eric will be back. It'll be an all-star showcase.
I'll make a guest appearance. I'll spin the wheel.
Like 4 guests, and it'll just be wheel spin and marathon.
Yeah. We'll be giving some prizes away, so stay tuned.
Yeah, we're going to give away those World of Beer signs.
That's right. And another perfect example. I mean, video editing, you kind of play around with everything.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good episode, man. Good episode.
Good. Yeah, thank you.
Enjoyed it. Had a good time. Glad you came out and did this, even after we spent long hours on the CNC.
Yeah. We had a busy day, but this was a great way to finishing up. Hanging out, having some beers. Yeah.
I might have some of that crazy making red wine too. I don't know.
Oh man,
it's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Maybe not.
Well, good. Well, I really appreciate you having me over.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun. Maybe who knows? Maybe after you've cycled through some more people, I can make.
Maybe we should do like slow high five.
Yeah, I can.
On this valley, they say you are going. I shall sunshine that has brightened our path for a while. So come sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to